Alright guys, welcome back. We have another question from the first chapter of Mechanics of Materials by Hibbeler. We have question 19. We need to determine the resultant internal loadings acting on the cross-section through point C. We can assume that the reactions at the supports A and B are vertical. So looking at these two supports, we can consider only one vertical force for each support, and at the end of this we need to do our cut at C in order to figure out the internal loadings, which are three different loadings: the normal force, the shearing force, and the bending moment. So bending moment about point C. So we're looking for these three unknowns and we are in equilibrium. And what we're going to do, we can consider this section of the beam, and on the right side at our cut we can show all the unknowns, but what we are missing now is the reaction at point A. So before jumping into our section, we're just going to consider the free body diagram of the beam, and we're going to show the forces AY. Here we can consider one force in here, two BY, and we can show XY in this direction. And as we can see, we have distributed force on top of the beam. We have two right triangles. So we talked about the distributed load. First of all, the location would be 2/3 of the base to the from this point to D, or 1/3 to the left. So first, the location of the force for only this triangle is going to be this force, which is going to be the area. So 6 times the base is 3 plus 3, so 6 divided by 2. And because the base is 6, this distance would be 1/3 of 6, which is 2. So it's going to be 4 foot from that point to D and 2 feet from that point to E. So that's that. We have a similar thing on the other distributed load that we have. So this is going to be same idea. Because the base is the same, the beam is symmetrical. So same force, 6 times 6 divided by 2. And yeah, the location again, 2 feet to point B and 4 feet to. So that's pretty much everything for the free body diagram. Since we are interested in the AY, we can just find the moment. We have all the three equilibrium equations. So sum of all forces in X equals 0, same for the Y, and one moment equation. And if we go with the moment equation about point B in here, we can get rid of BY and we can find the AY in one shot. And remember that we have a sign convention of counterclockwise positive. So now we need to find the moment about point B, and we're going to use the 2D shortcut that we have that we talked about over and over. I have a separate video explaining these 2D moment. I'm going to put the link in the description below if you guys need to review. So we have the moment of AY about B, which is clockwise, so negative AY times the length would be 6 plus 6, 12. We have the moment of the force that is applying in here. This one's counterclockwise, so positive, and the distance would be basically the length of the beam minus 2, so 10. We have the second force, which is the distributed load, so this is going to be 2, and this will be equal to 0 again because of the equilibrium, and that's going to give us the AY. So it's going to be 3, so 18. And if you factor 18, it will be 18 times 10 plus 2, or 18 times 12 divided by 12 is going to give us 18. So now that we have AY, we can go with our section, which is this section. I'm going to show it and try to use a different color just to differentiate. So we figured that AY is 18 kip. We have our distributed load. Now we have to cut this part of distributed load, the triangle that we have. So basically it's going to be, we can divide it in two things. One, we can use one rectangle and one right triangle on top, and these are the internal loadings that we are looking for. This is going to be the normal force, this will be the shearing force, and this is going to be our bending moment. So same idea applies here. Now we have this rectangle, which we know the centroid is exactly at the center, and this part of the beam we know has a length of 3 feet. So the force is going to be this side times the base of the rectangle, but the problem is we don't have this side of the rectangle. So how do we find that? So we're gonna look at the triangle that we had in here, and I'm gonna show it in here. So we had this triangle, which is our distributed load, and this is our point C, where we have 3 feet here, 3 feet here. We know this side is 6, and now we are trying to figure out this side. Because of this angle, which we can call it alpha, if we want to find the tangent of alpha, we can look at two different triangles. One of them is this one. Let me just choose another color. So if we look at the yellow triangle, the tangent of alpha would be the question mark that we are looking for over 3. And also we can look at the entire right triangle here, which would be 6. The tangent would be 6 over 6. So this question mark is 3. So now we know that here this part is 3 and the unit is kip per. And because this side was 6, this little part here is also 3 kip per foot. And yeah, so if we want to find the area of the rectangle, we have to multiply the sides. So 3 times the base is also 3 kips. And for the triangle that is above that, this one, I'm trying to color code everything. First of all, same idea, the centroid would be in here, 2/3 of the base. So 1 foot from here and 2 feet. And the area would be 3 times the base is 3 divided by 2 kips. Yeah, so we just have to watch for these distributed load that we have on top. The rest is not very complicated. So let's just do our equilibrium equation. Sum of all forces in X equals 0. We can see the only X force in here is NC, which means our normal force is 0. Sum of all forces in Y equals 0. So we have 18. We have negative 4.5. We have negative 9. And we have VC. So VC would be, or the shear force would be basically 4.5 kips. So this will be 9. 9 minus 4.5 is going to be 4.5. And last thing is our moment. We can do it about point C. Again, don't forget the sign convention. So we have the MC. We assume this counterclockwise. So we'll see what happens. We have the moment of 18, which is clockwise. So negative 18 times 3. The distance is 3. We have the moment of 4.5, which is counterclockwise, times 2. And the moment of 9 kips. And the distance here would be 3 divided by 2. So 3 divided by 2, which is 1.5. So yeah, the MC would be 18 times 3, which is 54, minus, we can factor 2. And we have minus, this is going to be 9 minus 9.1.5. And yeah, it's going to be 31.5 kip foot. And this will be the moment and the last internal loading that we need to figure out. Hope everything was clear. Let me know if you guys have any questions. You guys take care. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.